Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well at home. This is Leena ma'am and I am here with the chapter number 10 of NCERT Science book class 6, that is motion and measurement of distances. Children, for this chapter I have made two videos by dividing it into two topics. So in this video you will get the explanation of measurement of distances, and this is part 1 of this chapter. The learning outcome of this chapter are what is measurement, non-standard and standard unit of measurements, correct measurement of length, then measuring the length of a curved line, and finally you will come to know about measuring distance. Okay, so are you all excited? Get ready with your science rough notebook and science book. Okay, let us start then. Children, let us understand why we need measurement first. Okay, how do we know how far Delhi is from Mumbai, or how much coke is there in the bottle, or how heavy a carton is? By measuring, of course. We need to make measurements to find out how long, wide, heavy things are. In ancient times, people must have wanted to know how far one village was from another. For this, they would have needed to measure distance or length. If they wanted to know the size of their crop fields, they would have needed to measure area. When they traded with each other, they would have needed to measure the length of cloths, or the weight of grains, or the volume of milk. Thus, the need for measurement must have arisen out of everyday activities like growing food and buying and selling. How did the people in ancient times measure the length then? Before we come to that, let us try to understand what measurement is, or what we do when we measure something. Children, you can see some of the picture here, right? What are they? They are the instrument or devices. Just see, these are certain standard quantities using which we able to measure the unknown physical quantity. Look at the first picture. It is used for measuring weight. Second is for measuring length. Look at the third one. It is a clock. So we get to know the correct time from this, right? So just what do you mean from this? Measuring an unknown physical quantity with a standard or constant quantity. So what is a physical quantity here? Just write down the definition. Open up your rough notebook and write it down. All quantities in physics that are capable of being measured are known as physical quantities. Right? If you are not able to write it down, just make a pause, rewind it and write it again. Okay? Just move on. Let us move on. Physical quantities are classified as fundamental and derived quantities. So what is a fundamental quantity now? First of all, I told you about what is a physical quantity. It is of two types, that is fundamental quantity and derived quantity. So the quantity which do not depend on any other quantity are called fundamental quantities. Like for example, length, mass and time. These are called fundamental quantities. But the quantities which are defined in terms of fundamental quantities are called derived quantities, like area, volume, density, speed and force. These are the examples of derived quantities, right? Now children, if I'll ask you, what is the width of the desk? What is the length of the desk? And you had, just remember, you had no measuring devices but had a set of gilli danda with you. So you measured it and answered Ma'am, the length is 2 danda and 2 gilli. Now, I asked your friend to measure the same desk. He had another set of gilli danda. So he measured with that and answered, Ma'am, it's 2 danda and 1 gilli long. Now what? Wait. Let us see another situation. Here, the same desk. It has been measured by the third boy and he measured with the help of a string. And he answered, it's 3 string, ma'am. So what is the length of the desk? Confusing, isn't it? Because the unit they had taken for measuring was non-standard unit. Means the units are not constant. Okay. Now look at this picture. In this picture, the same pencil is measured by 2 students and the answers are 5 paper clips and 3 paper clips respectively. Again, this happened because paper clips are non-standard unit, as they can vary in size or we can say they are not constant. Okay. Now look at this. In earlier days, body parts were used to measure. When you stretch your little finger and thumbs, the length you will get is known as hand span. The arm length is known as cubit. Then the foot length is known as foot span. Again, these are also non-standard because the size may vary from person to person, right? Now let us see here. This is activity number 1 from your book that is given in the page number 97. Just open it up and check out, there is a table given for the same activity in the page number 98. Look at the picture of the classroom. You all have to measure the length and breadth of the classroom one by one using your foot span. Okay, as your measuring unit. Your measuring unit here is foot span. At the end of the activity, we conclude that the length and breadth is varying as the size of foot span is different. Okay. So now let us see activity number 2, which is also given in page number 98. In this activity, each of you have to measure the length of a desk by using your hand span. Now fill the data in the given table. Here the unknown quantities are length and breadth of the classroom in activity 1 and width of the table in activity 2. Whereas foot span of activity 1 and hand span of activity 2 are the fixed quantity, or we can say that this is the unit, but it is non-standard. Okay. Hope you all are clear here. Now, let us revise some of the questions. Just see, these are the questions which already I had told you about the definitions and examples, right? Just look at question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These already we had discussed. So, just recall it and write it down in your rough notebook. Question number 6 and 7. The question is, what a define fundamental unit. So here I am saying, just note it down children, the unit that are used to measure fundamental quantities are called fundamental units. Next one, define derived unit. So what is the answer? The units that are used for the measurement of derived quantities are called derived units, right? So note it down and just complete your answers in your rough notebook. Let us move on. Now let us understand what is a standard unit. Let us understand the points. A standard unit is a standard or fixed measure of a physical quantity. For example, length or time. length or time, we call it as a standard unit. Compare an unknown quantity with a known fixed quantity. This is for this we know we want a standard unit. Third, the fixed known quantity used to measure something is called a unit of measurement. Every measurement consists of two parts, a number and a unit. What does it mean? Just see this example. Here I have written 10 meter. For meter, m is written. So what is number here? 10 is the number. And what is the unit here? M is unit. I hope you got the basic idea about the standard unit. Look at the pictures. These are standard unit for measuring length, right? So in the picture, what are there? Scale, tape, vernier caliper, screw gauge. These vernier caliper and screw gauge are used for measuring the diameter of thin wire or thickness of a sheet of metal. Okay, more details about this instrument you will study in your higher classes. Now in the second picture below it, you can see that second picture, I mean to say the scale. Okay, see this scale, we can calculate the length with it, but the unit we can take as mm, cm, inch and foot as well. In the same scale we can use, or we can measure with these four types of unit. At the bottom you can see both the pictures, how non-standard and standard units of measurement pictures is been given here, and how it has been used and which one is accurate. Okay. Now let us try to answer this question. What is a standard unit? Why we need standard unit? And third question is, was the standard unit all over the world uniform? Just try to write down by your own, and later I'll give you the answer so that you can match with your written answer. Okay. So my answer, just make a pause the video over here, you write it down and then open up to see the answer. Here I am going to move on with the first answer. First one, a standard unit is a standard or fixed measure of a physical quantity. Second, we need standard units for two major reasons. First one is to measure quantity accurately, and also to convey these measurements to other people in such a way that they understand us, or for the sake of uniformity. Third, this question is asking for the uniformity. The answer is no, they were not uniform. Why so? Because do you know, earlier France used to measure length in meters and England used to measure length in feet. So this is very difficult now. What was the solution? The solution is what? The solution they have started is with the international system of unit. Okay, it has been recommended to be used by all the country. Okay, so what was the reason why it was recommended? Let us see these points. It is a standardized unit and hence it is accepted universally. Even minute measurements are possible in this system. Interconversion within the system is simple and hence calculations are easy. Just see this example. If we want to calculate or we can converge the units, so how we will do? 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. Then if I want to convert it into centimeter, then I have to just multiply 100 into 1000. Okay. If I want to convert it into again into mm, then what do I do? To the previous answer, just multiply 10. So it will become 1000 into 1000, right? So this way you can converge. The last point, the units do not change with time. Just see, these are the 7 fundamental units which is recommended by International System of Unit. Just have a look here. Let us move on to the metric unit of measure. This conversion processes, you just the values you remember, so that whenever there is a conversion required, you can do it easily. Okay. Now, correct measurement of length. You must be wondering, what is the correct way of measuring? Yes, correct. There is always a chance of measurement can be wrong, right? So we must take precautions. What is the first precautions? The placement of ruler or scale. Just see in figure number 1, there is a box. That box need to be measured. Okay, the width need to be measured with the help of a scale. So you must keep the scale parallel to the ground, and there is a mark 0 in your scale. You must have seen that. So just keep an alignment with the edge of the box with the 0 mark of the scale, and that is the correct way. But in figure number 1, in picture B, you can see that it has been placed in a slanting way. That is incorrect. You cannot get the proper width. Correct measurement is not possible. Similarly, in case of figure 2, the edge of the scale is broken in the first case. So from the broken edge you cannot start. You have to start up with the proper unit. So what is the alternative over here? So you can start with your marking point 1. Okay. So this second one is the correct one. Second, your position of the eye should be proper. Just see figure number 1. In figure number 1, 3 boys, they are trying to measure the width of the sheet. Okay. So 3 A, B, C, 3 boys are there. 3 of them are looking at the scale to find out the measures, to find out the length of that paper. Similarly, in figure 2 also, they are trying to measure a box, right? So in both the cases, what you can see here, just look at the picture given right hand side. A, B, C, ultimately they find out the answers. A find out as 4.2, B 4.3, and C found out 4.4 centimeter. So what, there are 3 different answers, isn't it? Which one is correct now? Correct is 4.3, because the position of the eye should always be exactly above the point of measurement, right? That is the one of the precautions that you must have to take care, right? And the second one, the measurement which has been taken by the boys A and C is known as parallax error, because that's an error, because the position of eye is slanting in both the cases. So that kind of error is known as parallax error. Now let us perform one of the activity for get the correct measurement of length. It is activity number 3 of your book, which is given in page number 101. Okay, 101. Just see here, in this activity you have to measure the height of that boy. Okay. And there is a table also given in your book. You just have a look on that. In the first column you have to write the name the boy who is measuring. Okay. In the second column you have to write the height using handspan, and in the second you have to write the height of the boy which has been measured using meter scale. Got it? So in the first case you can see that the child is using his hand and he has written some number, suppose 10 or 12, whatever number of handspan. Here in meter scale also, just see the table meter scale also. So 4 children has been asked to do so. So Ankit, Vikas, Shubham and Dinesh, they measured the height in handspan, they had written, and the height in centimeter also measured and written. You can see that in case of handspan it is 12, 14, 11 and 15 respectively, whereas the height in what in centimeter is 130, then again 130, then 130.5, then 129.5. In case of height measure using handspan, the difference is quite big, isn't it? Just think about 11 and 15. It is not correct at all. That is quite possible because the handspan may vary, right? But in case of height, it is almost accurate, it is almost equal. But that little error that is possible, this could be due to small errors in taking the observation. Okay, in higher classes, we will learn about the importance of knowing and handling such errors in measurement. Don't worry. So, for your class, it is almost correct. Now, another activity that is also given in page number 101. Here, the topic is something different. It is measuring the length of a curved line. Here, just see in step 1, the picture given in the left hand side, that is a curved line is given. Starting point is A and point is B. You have to measure that. What you are going to do here now? You have to take a string. So, some non-standard unit can also be used in this case. Okay. But then again, for accuracy, we have to take the help of standard unit. Right. Let us see how you have to do. Now, just put your string at point A, and slowly just above the mark you have to move on and till point B, and at point B. Okay, mark on the screen on the string with the help of a pen. Got it? You have, when you start from point A, you have to mark with the help of a pen on the thread, and similarly you have to mark with the pen when you reach point B. Okay, now just take out that particular thread and measure it with the help of scale. Okay, another way also you can do, you must have seen the divider in your compass box, right? So, a very small unit you have to take, you have to widen a very little bit, maybe 0.5 or 1 centimeter, and then very slowly you have to move on in the given curve. Okay, just shown in the picture that way, and ultimately you may find out the answer. Okay, this is how we have to measure the length of a curved line. Another example, let us see. If we have to find the length of the curved line of this particular pipe in the step 1, you have to do same way. You have to mark a point from where you have to start with the help of a thread. Okay, and then exactly at the end point, okay, from where you have started, that will be the end point as well. So, just wrap up with the thread around the pipe, and you will get the end point. Mark there with the help of a pen, and now take out the thread and measure it with the help of a scale, which is shown in step 2. Okay. Now, the last topic, that is how we measure the distance. What is the distance now? Larger magnitude of length is known as distance. Okay, like the length of a table or a window is not equal with the length of the road between two cities, isn't it? We can say the length of the table or length of the window, but the distance between the two cities are known as the distance. I mean, the length of the road between two cities is known as distance. Clear? Smaller length of the table is only we call it as a length, not the distance, but the larger length we call it as a distance. Larger in the sense the roads in between two cities. Now, length of window would be measured in meter or centimeter, but distance cannot be measured with that. So, that can be measured with the unit known as kilometer. You must have seen this odometer in your vehicles that is used for measuring that distance, okay, in kilometers, right? So that's all in this chapter. Children, just go through the NCERT book. You will understand it in more precisely, and we will see you in the next part, that is part 2. Okay, that chapter consists of motion and its type, right? Thank you so much.